can I put this? Let's see. Gonna get this going here. Hello. Shit. Hello, everybody. Aphrodite Rose Starfire. Welcome to my channel. Let me get a coaster to hold this, and then we'll get started. Uno momento. All right, let's do this right here. Okay, let's get started. Let me see comments. Hopefully I can see comments. Hi, I'm Aphrodite Rose Starfire. Welcome to my channel. I wasn't sure if I should do this. Can you guys hear me? Hear me okay? I wasn't sure if I should do this live, if I should record a video, but I just decided to do it live because I did lots of research about the Christmas messages. See my notes? So that's why I'm a little late. Was taking notes. But yeah, we're going to talk about the Christmas messages that happened this year, involving the Vatican, opening up portals, Beyonce's Christmas performance on the NFL football game that was live streamed on Netflix. She gave a performance, and she hasn't performed live in a really long time. And then also Kim Kardashian's Santa Baby music video that she released, that I think a lot of people don't understand. There's like heavy symbology happening right now. It has to do with MK Ultra and Stanley Kubrick. And there's a language that's being communicated to us right now that I don't think a lot of people grasp about the birth of the Antichrist that's happening right now. Whether that's an actual physical thing or it's more of a metaphysical, spiritual thing about the way people's consciousnesses are changing. But I wanted to break it down and share with you what I've noticed and maybe bring to light some things. I just want to preface that I have not watched any breakdowns of Kim Kardashian's Santa Baby. I haven't watched any breakdowns of Beyonce's performance. I'm only just going off my own natural interpretation. So if I'm saying something that somebody else said, it's purely because we saw the same thing. It's not like I'm copying what somebody else has already said, because I didn't want to hi, running is my medicine. Hello. I didn't want to like pollute my own interpretation by watching somebody else's breakdown. So first of all, I watched Kim Kardashian's Santa Baby music video a few days ago, and I got a lot of downloads from it. I've been wanting to make this video. I wanted to make it yesterday, but family stuff. I didn't have time to do it. I wanted to give this a lot of time because it takes a lot of time. And so first I just kind of wrote down all of the things I remembered about kind of the generalization of the music video. And then later, after I wrote down everything I can remember about kind of the generalities, I watched it again and like hand wrote notes about the play-by-play of everything in the video, because a lot of stuff's happening in the video that I had to like watch, write down, note, pause. So first I'm just going to go over the generalities. So Kim Kardashian sang Santa Baby. I think she recorded the song a few years ago, maybe like 3 years ago, and she made an official music video this year and released it maybe like a week ago. The video is 4 minutes 44 seconds, which is, I believe, Jay-Z's numbers is 444. Correct me if I'm wrong. And of course, Jay-Z is Beyonce's husband. Okay, so Santa Baby. Santa is Satan. So, if you don't know, like, the origin of Christmas is Saturnalia, like the worship of Saturn, which is Kronos, Father Time, god of money and time. And it was a pagan festival of lights and drinking and kind of having a big festival during winter solstice during the heights of the darkness, to kind of welcome in the beginning of the light again, because the winter solstice is the longest day of the year, or the shortest day of the year, longest night of the year, on December 21st. And then Saturnalia is now the beginning of into spring, where the days start getting longer and longer. Saturn became Satan. Jesus is Zeus, Jupiter. So, before Christians, kind of, altered the meaning of Satan, Satan was Saturn. So Santa Baby is Satan's baby, like Rosemary's Baby. Satan's baby is the Antichrist. So just like base bare bones on the name of the song, Santa Baby, it's Satan's baby, the Antichrist. So it's a song of the Antichrist, song welcoming the Antichrist. And this is, juxtaposed with that Christmas is supposed to be the birth of Jesus, the birth of Christ. So Santa Baby is the birth of the Antichrist. And she says, so Santa itself goes down the chimney. A chimney is a portal. So she says, come down the chimney tonight. So come down the chimney, it means insemination. A portal is a birth canal. And you can think of Satan or Santa squeezing through a chimney. It's a metaphor for insemination of the Antichrist. So Santa comes down the chimney to bring gifts. The gift is the baby, the baby Jesus, or the baby anti-Jesus. If you didn't already know, also Satan is a plumber. So Satan has to do with pipes, chimneys. Also, there's Mario and Luigi going down the pipe. When there's been a prominent Luigi lately in the news, the Luigi Mansconi, or I think his last name in Italian means big eater, and he's, was caught eating McDonald's. He's the one that shot the CEO of United Healthcare. So this Mario and Luigi reference, they go down the chimney, the pipe, into the 2D video game world. You know, you can kind of think like Santa comes from that world too, this world of elves, this mythological world, video game land run by AI, ran by elves. And in Mario and Luigi, their video game 2D land is run by lizards, by dragons, the Koopas. So it's like telling you about this other realm on the other side of the pipe, of the other side of the portal, that's ruled by the lizards, the satanic people, the dragons. And if you look at what Kim Kardashian posted, like her actual Christmas posting, Quasi-Luminous is a plumber and he calls himself, yeah. So, so there's a guy named, you know, who thinks he's the incarnation of Satan, who's an actual plumber in Florida. I see a slight difference in the sewer system and the Nordic North. Yeah, the sewer, underground, the underworld, that's where Mario and Luigi go. And Satan is the conduit that can go between, you know, go through the pipes, right? You can think of even like It, the clown, he lives in the sewers, excrement, underworld. So anyways, so Kim Kardashian in her actual real life, in her, you know, you have to think of like anything on the phone, anything on Instagram, anything on YouTube is part of the 2D world, is part of the video game world. Because the actual, like what you're looking at right now, even though I'm like live 3D over here, on that side on the phone, I'm a 2D image. It's flat. It's a flat image. You can't touch it. Okay, so when it's converted through the magic mirror, the portal of the camera, the one-eyed, the all-seeing eye, the one eye on my phone, the lens processes from 3D to 2D. Okay? So in Kim's real life 2D projection on her Instagram of her actual Christmas, she's wearing a bodysuit of snakeskin, and she's singing like songs with her daughter. And that's like her real life projection. She's wearing snakeskin. Like it's a whole like bodysuit leotard. And that was her actual Christmas outfit, was snakeskin in her 2D projection. Okay, so in the music video for Santa Baby, Kim Kardashian is crawling the whole video. She's crawling on all fours. Like, so on all fours, which means she's beast-like. She's like a beast, crawling on her hind legs, like an animal. And to make the Antichrist, you need part beast to make a beast, right? You have to have like half like and like to make. You can't have totally two complete opposites. You have to have like a partial closeness of the DNA. So she's a beast-like entity that's going to, I guess, make the beast itself. And so, I mean, I could have researched, but I wanted to get this out, make this video. But from my recollection from the movies of The Omen and like Prophecy, the Antichrist is mothered by, like, the Antichrist is mothered by a demon dog. Can you guys correct me if I'm wrong? But the Antichrist is supposedly maybe actually like birthed by a dog. If and or at least raised and protected by a dog, like a Rottweiler. But you know, like in the movies The Omen, I believe the kid's adopted into a family, but then they find out that he was actually birthed by a dog, a beast. The demon dog. What's the demon dog that guards the Hades, it's not syphilis, it's like it's not succubus, it's uh there's a name for the dog, the woman dog. I forgot. You guys can help me in chat. So Kim's crawling like a dog. There's the hounds of hell. Crawling is also a way of bowing, like bowing down to your God in humility, having your head lowered, your crown, the top of your head is lowered to the ruler, the king. By lowering your crown, you're subservient. Kim also, she's like a lot of, just if you like Cerberus, thank you. I know it was the S sound. Yeah, Cerberus is the dog that guards the gates of hell. So like if you just like quickly look at like thumbnails of people reviewing this music video, they say like she looks drugged. Kim Kardashian looks drugged. So she's like a drugged Marilyn Monroe. She's wearing this kind of messy like blonde bobbed wig, like bleach blonde, kind of a shorter haircut, like a Marilyn Monroe hairstyle, but it's all messy. And she's like, again, she's crawling around really slowly, and she's like kind of out of it. She looks high. She looks like she's totally wasted. And this represents the epitome of MK Ultra. MK Ultra mind control program. There were the presidential level, and that was like the Marilyn Monroe, which is the bleach blonde. If you look at all the celebrities, if they're like A-listers, at one point they're photographed in the persona of Marilyn Monroe, at least as a feminine. That's the presidential sex slave MK Ultra level, is the Marilyn Monroe. So like the whole video on this like surface level, like it's not even surface level, but it kind of represents the epitome of MK Ultra. The video itself, it's like fuzzy, and there's like static interference of the picture, like an old camcorder, like it gets like kind of bars of different colors, and it tries to focus, and there's actual static sounds in the video, like it's a skipping camcorder, so it's not a high quality picture. So you can tell it's a home movie. It's like bad reception. So this represents like the deterioration of the American dream. Like MK Ultra, Marilyn Monroe, Hollywood is like the epitome of success, of achievement, of what we all strive for in beauty and money and fame. And like having it filmed like this is, and having Marilyn Monroe, Kim Kardashian crawling on her all fours, drugged, is like the deterioration, the decay of the American dream, the decay of MK Ultra. It's like the true reveal of the facade of success, which really is there's not a whole lot of substance behind it. It's actually not like a strong foundation. There's lots of decay and like falsehood behind it. So yeah, I said a false god, a mirage. It's like a hallucination, a facade. Putting lipstick on a pig. At first, it might look good, but you get up close and it's not what it seems to be. Smoke and mirrors, shadows and mirrors. It's the translation of a real into a copy, when you translate a Xerox, there's always a deterioration of the copy of the, when you keep on transferring or copying, there's always going to be a degradation of the original, the real. So it takes place, the music video takes place in a 70s, like kind of like a 70s suburban track home. You can tell it's in California and probably in LA, but it's like an older home that's from the 70s and it's dilapidated. It's trashed. It's like it's a party, but the house is trashed. The carpet's all dirty. This represents the decay of Hollywood. It's like the product of decadence. The actual worth is trashy. It's not there's not actual substance behind it. You know, the party, when you turn the lights on, it's like it's not as good as it felt. It's actually like dirty and the walls are gross, and you know, there's lots of things behind the sparkle. So Kim represents mind control. She has no thoughts. She's just like mindlessly crawling through this house on this dirty floor. She's not aware of her surroundings. She's not responding to anything around her. She's just like a mindless automaton. Like she's crawling on autopilot, but at the same time as her crawling, she's still playing this script as the sex kitten, the sex bot, the presidential level MK Ultra sex kitten, sex slave, which was Marilyn Monroe. The Barbie babe, the platinum blonde Barbie babe, the Playboy bunny, bleach blonde hair. Bleach blonde hair also represents kind of the virgin sacrifice, but it's the opposite of the virgin is the platinum blonde presidential sex slave, sex kitten, the Aryan epitome of beauty, but it's a fake level of beauty, because you have to get all the makeup, you have to get all of the plastic surgery, you have to get all of the bleach product in your hair. Like it's all fake to get to a beauty standard, but it's based on lies to get to, so it's like all these lies to get to a beauty, which is not a real beauty. It's a lie. It's a fake beauty, not natural. It's not a naturally born. So, okay, so now I'm going to, before I do I'm going to do the breakdown, the play-by-play of the actual Kim Kardashian video at the end. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Beyonce's performance. So Beyonce performed No Such Thing as the AntiChrist. Oh, hi, Son is the Father, man. What's up? So Beyonce performed a halftime show on Christmas when it was a Netflix first time streaming NFL event. And our modern day gladiators, the modern day arena is football. It is the battle that's played out in front of us. If you didn't already know, Ariana Blonde Ambition. Yeah, you calling me Madonna? The Virgin Mary? Christmas and Hanukkah fell on the same day this year, and it's very rare that when this happens. And it's like, I've never remembered this ever happening where Christmas and Hanukkah are on the same day. But this is also very important. I always remember, what is the month of maybe Son is the Father, man? Do you know the month, the Jewish month that Hanukkah is in, what it's called? Does it start with a K? Is it like Kev or Kiev or something like that? What is the name of the month in the Jewish calendar that Hanukkah falls in? Because I guess right now the Jewish calendar and the Julian calendar are synced up so that Hanukkah and Christmas fall on the same day. Because I always remembered Hanukkah being like December 9th, or it was like the first or second week of December. So Beyonce doing this big performance on Christmas, Hanukkah, it's a symbol. So she put out all the stops, and the performance was actually like really good. I watched it. So she was bringing something in. She's birthing something, bringing something through the portal, just like Kim Kardashian is. Just like the Vatican opening portals. This is all about the birth, the portal, the birth canal. The birth canal is a portal. Like if you think about the vagina, like it's like a tight, like a chimney, you know, like it's a pipe. It, you know, there's the baby on this side has to go through the tunnel to get to the other world. The birth canal is a portal. So in this performance, Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy, is highlighted. Kislev. Okay. Yeah, I knew it started with a K. Kislev. Oh, interesting. So the birth, you know, she has her birth daughter, Blue Ivy, her offspring, like for the first, I don't know if it's for the first time, but performing with her. Her daughter was very highlighted in the performance. So what I wanted to, like, the biggest thing is that Beyonce's riding on a pale white horse. So I see this as representing as part of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Now, this isn't the first time that Beyonce has been using a horse symbolization. Looking good, wishing you well. Thank you. For her last album, she also was on a horse, but that horse was more pale looking, like it was like see-through, and she kind of had Lady Godiva hair. But this one, she enters in on a white horse for her performance. So there's 4 horses of the apocalypse. There's first a white horse, then a red horse, then a black horse, then, yeah, horse 2, Sag, thank you. Yeah, horse is a Sagittarius. Yeah, that's right. So a rider on a horse is like a centaur, like a Sagittarius. Though Christmas actually falls on Capricorn. It's not Sagittarius anymore. So there's the pale, there's the white horse, there's the red horse, there's the black horse, and then there's the pale horse. So originally I was seeing this as the rider on the pale horse, but the more I researched it, I think she's more on the white horse than the pale horse. Because I guess the pale horse can also be interpreted as more of like a light green or a light yellowish color, and that's the last horse. So the rider, if it is a pale horse, it equals death. So this would be the book of Revelation 6:8. Hades followed him. So Hades is hell. So hell follows. And they were given authority. So the 4 horsemen were given authority over 1/4 of the earth to kill with sword and with famine and with pestilence and by wild beasts of the earth. So I believe Beyonce coming out on this horse is like symbolizing a new disease that's going to come into 2025. So 2025 is going to be the year of 25. So 25 is Christmas, right? So 2025 equals Christmas. That's on December 25th. So you can think of all of next year, 2025, to be like Christmas all year. So it's going to be like Saturnalia all year. It's going to be the birth of Christ or the AntiChrist all year. It's going to be this big year. That's why the Vatican opened up all these portals starting on Christmas for the first time. And I'm going to talk about the portals here in a minute. So, like, if you remember before this last, disease outbreak that changed our world, they had those Olympic ceremonies, those opening ceremonies for the Olympics where they had the nurses and children on gurneys, and they had like this ghost, like big ghost flying through the air, and then all this, people with dancing nurses happened, like in real life, and you know, disease happened. So I feel like this is kind of the same thing. She's coming in on the white horse, and there's going to be, you know, in the next coming year, probably some stuff happening. So apparently the Lion of Judah, the Lamb of God, opens. Seriously, I heard that this year will be the next disease. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. But I feel like they kind of also said that about 2024. But I do feel like 25 is it's going to be some, they're gearing it all up. So the Lion of Judah, the Lamb of God, opens the first 4 of the 7 seals, which summons 4 beings that ride out on a white, red, black, and pale horses. The first horseman is the white horse. He carries a bow and is given a crown as a figure of conquest. So that also, thank you, fits. Carries a bow. That's Sagittarius. A man on a horse, or a centaur if the bow and arrow. So Beyoncé, thank you, Rasta Bear. So Beyoncé is carrying a microphone. So that could be her bow. She also released this announcement where she's holding this big American flag. And her crown is this, like, you cannot miss this giant cowboy hat she's wearing. She's wearing like a gigantic cowboy hat. I mean, it's beautiful, but that's her crown. So the crown is supposed to represent conquest, or pestilence, or the Antichrist. So this is a representative of zeal or jealousy. And I thought that it was interesting because she really like sang a lot of her, you know, her halftime show was a mix of a bunch of different songs. So the songs were 16 Carriages, Blackbird, Ya Ya, My Horse, Sweet Honey Buckin', Levi's Jeans, Jolene, and Texas Hold'em. So you know, if this white horse represents conquest and jealousy, Jolene is all about a song about jealousy, like Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. You know, don't take away my man. It's the daemon or deity of conquest and glory. I mean, 16 Carriages, I don't know about that, but Blackbird is like a raven, which is death. Yaya, I think, is also like another name for Inanna, like Anunnaki queen. Oh, My House, I thought it was My Horse. Levi's Jeans, like gene editing. Okay, so, and apparently in the book of Revelations, the Antichrist does not appear until the opening of the 6th seal. So Beyonce, just like Kim Kardashian, has white hair, like platinum blonde. Her whole outfit's white. All of her minions dancing around her are dressed the same way. That none of them have long hair like her. They have the short blonde bobs. But everybody's in white. So yeah, I think that she more, instead of the pale horse, I think she's representing the white horse, which is the first horseman. So the first horseman, so there's different interpretations. A lot of people believe the first horseman is the Antichrist. And she's, during her performance, constantly throwing up devil horns. And like Surface, I guess that's like Houston's team, is like the stag horns. I don't know what, Longhorns. I think Longhorns. But she's constantly throwing up the devil horns. Get chalked up, thinks the Bible is fake. I thought you were Christian. Hi, Mark Fusion. What's up? So some interpret the first horse as pestilence, which again is an infectious disease and death. So her coming in a white horse symbolizes an upcoming infectious disease epidemic. The horseman of the white horse is also supposedly clad in showy and barbarous attire. And that definitely is what Beyonce's wearing. I mean, she's like decked out in sparkles, white, the hat. You can't get any bigger hat. Like her hat's like out to here. She's, okay. So God will judge the earth and is giving humans a chance to repent. So this is the point of the four horsemen, is that God will judge the earth and is giving humans a chance to repent before they die. The Great Tribulation, first is the Antichrist, the first horseman. Then global war is supposed to happen. Global war is the second horseman. Then economic collapse is the third horseman. And then the general die-off of a quarter of the world's population is supposed to be the fourth horseman. So like I was talking about with Santa Baby, if Beyonce represents the first horseman, she's the Antichrist. And this is being birthed through the portal on Christmas, which is the birth of the Christ. So the Antichrist is always going to mirror or mimic Christ. And that's how the Antichrist is going to rise into power, is that people are going to believe it's Christ reborn, or at least worship the being like Christ. And he's going to be in the disguise of peace and bringing worlds together and bringing a one world currency. So it makes sense that if Beyonce's on a white horse, that all of this is going to happen on Christmas, which it did. Okay. And then after, so there's the general die-off of a quarter of the world's population. And then after the fourth horseman, which is the die-off, it's followed by a global dictatorship under the Antichrist and the rest of the plagues. So after this performance, Beyonce, so this was on the, so I'm home for the holidays and we're watching like regular news. I usually don't watch like local news, but on the local news, they're like, Beyonce's announcement. People are going wild over Beyonce's announcement and her halftime show, blah, blah. And so this announcement was like a little thing that she put on her Instagram, and it's her on the white horse again on a black background, and she's waving this American flag in slow motion, like, and then she looks at the camera and it flashes a date, and the date is January. It was 1/14/25, so January 14th, 2025. And you don't know what this date means. I mean, people are saying, oh, she's probably going to release her tour dates for her upcoming tour, but that's what it is. Okay, so I could go into more of Beyonce's performance, but I don't want you guys here forever. So let's talk about the Vatican opening portals. So the Vatican opened up these portals, marking the start of the Catholic Jubilee year, the jubilar year of 2025. I guess they only had the Jubilee years like maybe every 50 years or 100 years, but now, like, I guess occasionally they have them every 25 years. I guess this happened in 2020. But they're saying that these doors have never been opened before. But then there's also people that said that these doors were opened last time 25 years ago. I do know that part of these doors, like, it was a wall that had been bricked up, a portal. So they actually are calling it. Oh, hi, Rachelo Revel. So, please check out his channel, Rochelo Reveal. He like really goes into symbology and Trump and all that. So one of these is like a a wall that had been bricked up. Hello. Like sealed, and they had, opened up this tomb as one of the portals. So if you think, so the first portal was opened was a holy door of St. Peter's Basilica. This was the first of 5, and the first portal was opened by the Pope on Christmas Eve. And if you think of Eve, Christmas Eve, Eve is Adam and Eve. So Eve is the feminine. Eve is responsible for original sin, right? She's the bad girl, the no bad girl. So the feminine bad, the negative. So 24, which was 2024, represents Eve, the before the birth. 25 equals birth. So 25 equals Christ, or the Antichrist, the birth. So all of 2024 has been Christmas Eve. Okay. And if you guys don't know, like, Kubrickian language, like, you can go into all kinds of different movies, and Christmas is a code for something. And it's usually represented by the Christmas lights, the sparkly Christmas lights. You'll see it like in taxis, like in special taxis. They'll have the Christmas lights, and I'm not sure exactly what it means, but it's like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are these big portal days, and 4th of July. But like the movie Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick's last movie, was all about happened all on Christmas, and it's like certain things are highlighted by the Christmas lights, but the Christmas lights aren't necessarily the birth of Jesus. It's more of the Saturnalia or Lucifer. So 2024 is Eve. 2025 is birth, is actual Christmas. 25 is 5 times 5. It's 5 squared. So 5 squared is a pentagram. You have 5 points and then 5 angles. So that's the 25. So this is 2025 in a nutshell. It's a pentagram. 5 times 5. 5 squared. So yeah, Eve equals original sin, the mother of sin. And then, so 2025 is going to be the birth of Christ, or the Antichrist, because there's always going to be the opposite. So the opening of St. Peter's Basilica door, the door is a vagina. Same thing as a portal. And then Peter was also Peter. Peter is another name for a phallus. So St. Peter opening the door, that's communicating a macro coitus ritual. So the Pope is going to open the second door, or I guess he already did, on December 26th. That was the holy portal at the Rabibia prison. So he opened another portal in a prison. He opens his next door on December 29th at St. John Lateran. I don't know if I spelled that right. And then he opens another door on January 1st at St. Mary Major. And then on January 5th is the 5th portal. So again, 5 times 5 is 25. So that's why there's 5 portals. So it's like the star, the 5-pointed star, the pentagram. January 5th, he opens St. Paul outside the walls. Apparently, the portals stay open until January 6th, and then I guess they close them? I don't know. I don't know why they only have them open. So wait, so the 24, so it's like 24 to 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're open 13 days, which is a Templar number. Knights Templar is 13, like Friday the 13th. So they're open for 13 days. which is one outside the zodiac. It's interesting. So zodiac is 12. There's 12 numbers on a clock. So 12 is Chronos or Satan. And then there's the outlier, 13. So apparently these Jubilee events mirrors the rituals of the Israelites in the Old Testament. And the one that was opened on Christmas Eve was the Port of Santa. So again, the portal of Satan. It's also called Lucifer's tomb. They said that these doors had never been opened before, but when they live streamed it on YouTube, there was people with cameras like filming the Pope opening it, and there were people on the inside opening the door. So there were people already inside. So I mean, it all is just a ritual and just a show. But you have to think about what they're trying to communicate. Hi, 53 Luxor. Yeah, Lucifer is not Satan. Yeah, but some people believe it is. Some people think Lucifer is the Antichrist. Some people think Lucifer is Christ. Excuse me. Okay. So the Port of Santa, Santa's baby, Lucifer. Okay, so now let's go and Lucifer is neutral, Satan, Jesus, positive, negative. Hi, Lisa Rose. What are they communicating? They're communicating the birth of the Antichrist, okay? Okay, so let's go down now and break down the play-by-play of Kim Kardashian's Santa Baby music video. So it starts off with Kim Kardashian, again, looking like Marilyn Monroe, drugged, and she's like sliding down the wall. It's staticky. You can hear telephones ringing. Like, it has a lot to do with ringing bells, which is also an MK Ultra thing, like frequencies, the bells. If you think about lots of movies, it starts off with like the church bells ringing, or like the dong dong, like it tells you time, which is Satan is the god of time. So the bells symbolize Satan, because Satan is the god of time, or Saturnalia, Saturn. So the whole film, it's like staticky. You can hear telephones ringing. It pans over to stockbrokers making deals and selling stocks. And again, this is inside of like this dilapidated 70s suburban house. Oh, do you know Abel? Abel's here. Then it shows that it pans over to an evil it's like a donkey. So you have to like pause it because everything is like moving very fast. It's like this donkey on caster wheels. But it has like these like bat wings on its head, or some kind of like demonic kind of winged things on its head. Then Kim Kardashian is cuddling up to the side of a trash can. Like she's like nuzzling a trash can filled with trash. These are all like metaphors. So it's like, the epitome of Hollywood is actual trash. It's actual, there's no substance to it. Then it goes over to snoring elves. You can actually hear the snoring. That they're sitting on the kitchen counter. There's statues of Santa on the counter, an elf eating cereal, and then there's some vegetable oil on the counter, which is a petroleum product made with Roundup glyphosate. So come down the chimney tonight. This is when the song is going, come down the chimney tonight, and it goes, the camera shows a plumber under the sink. It's like an elf plumber. So a plumber, which is Satan is a plumber, working on a sink. A sink is a feminine metaphor, a drain, a negative sink. So, if you don't know, feminine's negative, masculine's positive, like the positive, negative poles, like you like plug on a plug, you know, you have the male parts are the prongs and the feminine is the actual sockets, you know. So a plumber working on a sink, it's, you know, Satan is the plumber, he's working on the sink. That means he's copulating. He's making the Antichrist. It's a symbol for sex, but Satan's having sex. You know, sink is feminine, pipes is the portal, the birth canal. Then they pan back over to Kim. She's crawling with her head down. She's like barely conscious. She's just kind of like dragging her head. She crawls over the plumber elf's legs. Then they pan over to a footballer smoking. And then they throw a football. So this is tying to Beyonce's performance at a football game, right? For Christmas. Christmas is football. Then they show two guys fighting, like they're doing like slapping, fighting. And there's money that keeps, somebody's like throwing money at them. So you could just see like money flying and these guys are like slapping each other. Like the money's like making it rain. So you're thinking of like paid gladiators, paid fighters to play. Satan is the god of money, so he's the god of time and money. And the money is dirty. So the money, if you know, like money is supposedly dirty, cash is dirty, covered in cocaine and fecal matter. Fecal matter is Satan, god of the underworld. You know, you can think of cocaine as snow, like Santa. Then it pans over, there's a Santa cut out on the wall, and it's looking over like these model type girls in lingerie. It's like old-timey lingerie, like Marilyn Monroe type, like 50s underwear. Playing Twister. So like these models playing Twister. Next to open curtains. So open curtains are a symbol for an open vagina. So curtain is a symbol for a portal. Curtain covers a window. Window is a portal. Curtains represent like labia. And this is also in Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. So an open curtain is like an open reception, a fertile. So the open curtains are around the fertile women playing Twister, but there's no men there, it's just women. Closed curtains represent a closed. There's also like all the I think there's like 3 white women playing Twister, and then they have also like pantyhose on their head, like as like a beanie. And then there's like one white girl with like the Twister. She's standing, like the spinner. She's standing up, and then there's like one black model girl playing Twister, but she has a black nylon thing around her head. I'm like, what's the point of that? I don't know. And then they pan over to a cheerleader with a top hat, and if you don't know, it's a reference to the movie American Pie. Not American Pie. Wait. Is it American Pie? What's the American, what is it? Not American Dream. Is it American? What's the movie with Kevin Spacey? And is it not American Pie? It's what's Kevin Spacey where he American Beauty. Thank you, slow boy. Thank you. American Beauty. It's the scene where he falls in love with the teenage cheerleader, and she has the hat. It's the same scene. It's the girl, the white girl cheerleader with the hat, and she's doing the little like dance that she does in the movie. And she has a big A on her chest, like a cheerleader uniform. So A is for America. American Beauty, like I said in the beginning, this whole video represents kind of the decay of the American dream, like the actual revelation of that it's all just based on trash and falsehoods and seedy. It's dirty. I think also the hat like kind of is a nod to A Clockwork Orange. So the American Beauty, that scene, that whole thing, it's like a decline of innocence, because this older man is fantasizing about a young teenager, deflowering her. The cheerleader is also in front of the open curtain, which represents fertility. There's also Christmas lights behind her, like just like Eyes Wide Shut. Eyes Wide Shut, a lot of people like think the breakdown at the end, the couple sells their child for Christmas. They sell their child to the secret society. So like the cheerleader in front of the Christmas lights is like selling your child, selling your innocence. Then it pans over to a live donkey with a Mother Mary. You can hear the like the Virgin Mary, you can hear the donkey whining. And then the Virgin Mary's doing her Catholic cross over her chest. Then it goes back over to the men fighting again. Then you can see the money flying again. And you can also see the plumber fixing the sink again. Then it shows Kim Kardashian with her legs up in the air. She's wearing pink socks, pink leg warmers, and her ass is totally, she's always on all fours. She's like with her legs in the air, and then she turns around back on the ground, and her ass is like up in the air. Like she has her head down, ass up, and her thong is sticking out like a whale's tail. Like total ass highlighting. Then they pan over, and it's Jesus with a crown of thorns, and he's opening up the refrigerator door, which is also, again, for a door is a portal. As you can see Jesus opening up the refrigerator to look in the refrigerator, there you can barely see a bottle of milk, a glass bottle of milk, and it milk equals sacrifice, like the milk carton. Again, the child's like selling your child. The MK Ultra, child on the milk carton, missing children. Milk is there's a lot of symbolism in movies where they drink the milk, and that's like representative of drinking like the innocence, like the satanic beings, like consuming the energy of the young. We're like dairy cows, we're like cattle for this other, higher society, where we're getting farmed. Then it shows, you can hear like electrical buzzing, like zzz, and it's like this greasy Asian man with like this greasy long hair, and he's in between like two rows of cabinets, and he's putting two plug and a socket together, electrical connection, and you can hear zapping. So that, I think, represents Zeus, which also is Jesus. Lightning. There's also in this scene, there's a lighted candle behind him, so it could be like Lucifer. There's also some smoke coming off when he connects the two electrical components, which is like a sexual connection. Then it goes back over to the guys fighting again and money flying. Then Kim crawls into a room of fake snow. And there's toy dogs, like automatic little toy dogs barking. And there's different ones. There's like a fluffy one. There's a couple little dachshunds. and which I think represents the demon dogs, the mother of the Antichrist. Like Kim Kardashian's crawling around like a dog, because so if she's the mother of the Antichrist, that's why she's acting like a dog. Snow could equal like sperm. Then it pans up to a bar, like a row of bar stools, and then you see an unlit. So this is, I think, now the symbolization of the infertile people, the infertility. So we first saw the fertile, the guys playing football for money. See, it's like the guys were paired with the guys. The fertile people are grouped into their same-sex categories. So like the guys were with the guys, the girls were all playing Twister, and then there was the girl cheerleader, and those were in the open curtain area, though. That's fertile. And then we go into the infertile room. So you see the unlit candle, and then there's like this really old, like pans on these like legs, like with high heels, and then like a pink satin dress, and it's an old, it looks like an old woman, but I think it's a cross dresser, a trans person with a blonde wig, again the Barbie, with the Barbie blue eyeshadow, lipstick, but it's an older person. So this is like infertile. So it's like infertility based on age, and then infertility based on like it's a man dressed as a woman. So it's like super infertile. That's why it was right next to the unlit candle. And they're posing. They're like laying on the bar. Then they show another Santa picture on the wall, and there's a Christmas tree that's all like just a pole on the top, and then there's still leaves on the bottom, and there's Christmas lights wrapped around it, and there's this old woman hacking away with shears at the branches, but she's hacking all the branches off of the trunk of the tree. So there's like, the tree is just a trunk, she's just hacking, and it's an old woman, but she's like a dyke, like she's like has like a buzz cut, and it's like a ugly blue sweater, and she's just like chopping away at the tree till it has no branches. And she's standing in front of closed curtains, so that there's curtains behind her, but the curtains are closed. So just like the unlit candle, this represents the infertile woman. So the infertile man was the cross-dressed man laying on the bar. The infertile woman is in front of the closed curtains. So that hacking at the Christmas tree represents like DNA editing, dismembering. There's also there's empty wrapping papers, opened used gifts, all scattered around. And yeah, so like if you didn't like if you don't follow, I mean, I don't really follow Kardashian news very much, but since I've had some time off, I've been like, getting a little bit more in tune with current things happening. Apparently, Scott Disick, who's part of the Kardashians, his child Mason with Kourtney Kardashian just got his leg amputated. I don't know why it was amputated, but they're saying like Scott Disick's reaction to his son's amputated leg. So I think Mason is like 13 or 14, and he just had his leg amputated. I don't know if it's a baloney amputation, or if it's probably baloney. I don't know if he had an infection, or I don't know what happened to have a kid's leg, or maybe he was in an accident. I don't know. But I didn't really dive into it very much. I just kind of saw it through my feed. But I mean, I don't know how much, things are all symbolic. Like, actors and stuff, they have diseases, like fake diseases, to sell like products, like to sell this drug or that drug. Like, oh, I have multiple sclerosis, so I use this drug sponsored by this company. So they get sponsoring jobs, and they pretend to have like illnesses in their real life to promote other products. And a lot of things, like, you don't get a certain level unless you lose a member. Like, you have to lose a family member, you have to lose a body part, like part of it's getting the black eye. It's like pruning a tree. Like you have to cut off different parts of it to make it the flower better. Like it's all this weird mentality of pruning the rose bush to get a better bloom, so you get like a better like spiritual enlightenment or like opening of the pineal gland if you lose an actual arm, if you lose a leg, you lose a family. It's called dismemberment, and that's what this lady hacking away at the tree is. And then then the video pans over to like a woman sitting on the couch, and she looks like like the real Kim Kardashian. She has like the black hair. She's wearing black sunglasses. She's wearing like Skims, and she's scrolling through a cell phone, and she's wearing these like super black sunglasses. So it looks like, oh, it's Kim Kardashian. But the real Kim Kardashian, played by an actor. So the black sunglasses represent blindness, like being blind. She's scrolling through the cell phone. Then sitting next to her is a shirtless blonde young male. He's shirtless. He's almost like has like a concave chest. He's so skinny, but he has like long blonde hair. He's wearing a Santa hat, and he has his jeans unbuttoned. I think this is all still part of the infertile. Like he's like I thought of the Levi's Jeans song that Beyoncé sung. Then sitting next to him, there's this guy's also wearing a gold cross necklace. He looks bored. He's like sitting there, and he's kind of like, and his pants are undone. And then sitting next to him is an old man counting cash. He's like an old man in like a tracksuit, and he's counting cash, and you can hear him say 800, 900, not as much as last year. And that's part of the infertility room. Okay, then it goes back, the camera goes back on Kim. She's like sprawled out on the floor. She's zoned out. She's kind of laying like half on her side, half on her back. Then it scrolls, like pans over to the backyard, and there's two homeless people, like they're warming themselves up next to a dumpster fire, like an oil drum dumpster fire right next to the pool. They're like all cold. They're warming themselves up. Then like a pantsless woman walks by the camera. And she walks by, and then the camera kind of follows her butt, and then it shows three choir men with sunglasses. They're singing some song. They're holding lit candles, and they're saying like something Stephen on Christmas evening. I think I don't remember, it's a song I've heard and a song I haven't heard before. They said something Stephen, and then they say Christmas evening. So they said like evening. So it's like Eve, and again, like the 2024 going into 2025, it represents Christmas Eve going into Christmas. Then it shows a young football player, like a really young looking football player, and he's kind of laying on the ground, and he has 44 on his chest, and he's like laying in front of this pile of old cigarette butts, and he's putting out a cigarette. It's smoking. Then it pans over, and it's a black girl with an American flag bikini, and she's swimming in this really shallow fish tank on the ground. It's just like a fish tank. She barely fits in it. She's like pretend swimming in it. Okay. Then it pans over to a lit up nativity set with plastic Mary and a Joseph and a baby Jesus. Then it pans back over to the back of Kim's butt, and she's crawling over a train set. And think of like the Polar Express to where Santa lives. The train is heavily symbolic in MK Ultra. It's like about the one track mind. If you like break out of your script, you're going off the rails. Like the train track is like a set predetermined path. and like if you watch the Polar Express, it goes to like Satan's house at the North Pole. She's following the train. She crawls over it, and then the camera actually stops looking at Kim's butt and follows the train. And you can see it's a steam engine train. There's steam coming out, and it's going over the fake snow. Then the camera pans over to two old ladies sitting in chairs watching TV, and they're changing the channel of this old TV set. And there's the wallpaper is a palm tree wallpaper, and there's a bodybuilder kind of standing almost half in front of the TV flexing, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of bodybuilder. And then there's also those two stockbrokers from the beginning of the video. They're also in the room, and they're on. You can hear the telephones ringing. It's like ring, 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 and they're still shouting on the phone. So I guess that like represents our asleep society, like the people that are still asleep watching TV and caught up in the stock market and caught up in, you know, fake ideals of beauty and building muscles. And then it pans over like just pieces of wrapping paper. And there's and then it pans over to a one-footed. It's this girl in high heels, but one foot's wrapped up. Like, again, this like symbol of like the amputation. I guess right now Kim Kardashian actually has like a bum leg, like something happened to her ankle. So she's like in real life going around on this scooter, like this, like where you put your knee on one part and you like scoot because something happened to her foot. So it's like, is this, you know, referencing her in real life? It was like a girl in a high heel, but the whole thing is bandaged up and the other foot's in a regular high heel. And she has no pants. This is the pantsless woman. She has just underwear. She's wearing kind of like a black band leader jacket, you know, like somebody that leads the band, like I forgot what they call it, ringleader, but it's like it has like kind of this fancy thing on the lapel. It's like black and gold. It's kind of the kind of thing that Michael Jackson would wear sometimes. And then she has just like black underwear. And she goes, you can hear the doorbell ring, and she opens the door, and there's two carolers, kind of like there's a black woman and then a white woman. They're both kind of older, and they're holding bells and they're ringing bells. You hear the doorbell. You can also see a Santa on the wall. And I can't tell what they were saying. They're like the carolers. I think they're saying, stay in the game, stay in the game, I think that's what they're saying. I couldn't really tell. It was hard to tell. But almost immediately as this girl opens the door, she shuts the door on the carolers. You can also see there's a, in the corner by the door, there's a holder for umbrellas. There's like two umbrellas. I think there was a red one and a blue one, and they're, you know, inside the container. And an umbrella is also a symbol for the womb, for the uterus. So a closed umbrella would be like a closed uterus. Like Rihanna's like, under my umbrella, Ella, Ella-A. So the girl closes the door. She looks annoyed. What are you guys saying? You're talking shit on me. Well, you debunked it. Knuckles, you debunked Christianity. It's all over now. Who's Knuckles? Oh. Okay. Glad you guys are having fun. Then it pans over to a Latino barber with a watch, and he's shaving like an obese white teenager's head. Then you look down, then the camera looks down the hallway, and it's a total like 100% Kubrickian reference from The Shining. These two men are like feeling up this furry, just like in the movie The Shining, where he's at the end kind of freaking out and seeing all the ghosts, and he looks into one room and there's a guy like, you know, going down on a furry. And at first I thought, like, is the furry a squirrel? Like, I couldn't tell what it was. Like, is that a squirrel furry? Like, what is that? And then it kind of zooms in closer, and you can tell it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So it's somebody dressed up in a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer outfit, and these two men are like all like on it. And Then it pans back over to Kim. And again, she has her butt like up in the air. And there's closed doors behind her. And then you can see the closed umbrellas in the background again. Trash all over the place. You can see the flexing bodybuilder in the background. And then the music stops. Like the Santa Baby song stops. You can hear like these warped sounds. Like it sounds like. And then it pans over and there's like actual like little people, you know, people that are little, dressed up as elves, and they're stealing cash. Like the cash is on the ground, they're stuffing it into bags, like burlap bags that have a money sign on it, in front of a fireplace, but the fire is like in a cage, like it's like a caged fireplace. So these like elves are like stuffing the money into the bags, and they're like, come on, let's go. They run out. Then you see somebody vacuuming, like a kind of a, you don't see the lady, you just see kind of her fat calves in high heels, and she's vacuuming up $100 bills. And then there's an old nun in a red dress laying on the ground in the like the Jesus position with her legs straight, and she's laying on the ground, and she's saying, "He is not a man of God. He is not a man of God. He is not a man of God." That's what she's saying. And then there's like this static buzz sound, and then this like slow jazz music starts playing. And then it shows like a shivering, shirtless man with short brown hair in a pile of snow, and all he has is a scarf on. He's going, and then it shows a lit up lamp, and it this masked, you don't know what it is. It could be a woman, but it's like just like a plain doll kind of face, a spooky mask. It's just a plain spooky mask, and there's like a wig, and it's just this woman knocking on the outside of a window. She's on the other side, and she's just knocking, and she's knocking with one hand and holding a sparkler in the other hand. Then it shows guys gambling, playing dice in the corner. They're sitting on hay bales. There's a white guy with like a British Union Jack shirt on. There's like a black guy. There's like a Latino guy with like sunglasses. And then I think like I don't know if he's another Latino guy or he's like a Pacific Islander guy. They're all playing dice, and you can hear chickens clucking. And then you can see the pans back over to Kim. You see a chicken run through. Now you can see she's crawling up to Santa's lap. Like you can see the legs of Santa, and he's filming her crawling up to him. So Santa's holding the camera. She's crawling up to Santa, and then now you can see Santa's legs, and Kim is like crawling her fingers up Santa's leg. And then it pans up to Santa, and Santa's holding an old school camcorder, like a one eye symbol. And behind him, there's these pictures on the wall, and it's like a picture of looks like a flying rock. Like, is that like a flying moon? Like, I tried to zoom in. I was like, is that a spaceship? Like, is it a, I don't know, a drone? Or it would look like a rock flying like through space. So maybe it's like a moon rock or a meteor, maybe. Like a lot of demonic entities are supposedly like meteorites or coming in on meteorites. And then Santa, takes down the camcorder, and it's Macaulay Culkin, the guy who played in Home Alone, the main character in Home Alone. So Home Alone is like a super Christmas movie that people, associate with Christmas. And so Macaulay Culkin is the MC. MC is Mickey, and Mickey Mouse is MC. MC is like, the host of the party, like the ringleader. So the Mickey is like when you get like roofied, you get Mickeyed. So like a Mickey Mouse is like, like MK Ultra was mostly designed by Walt Disney. So like to get Mickey'd is to get kind of like really like programmed. So MC is Mickey. So he's Macaulay Culkin. He plays Kevin McAllister. So it's like a Mick and a Mick. So he's real life Macaulay Culkin. It's Mac Culkin. So it's like a Mac and then MC and then Kevin McAllister. So it's like a Mac MC. So it's MC squared. E equals MC squared. So like when you have like the real life person playing like a character that's like himself, it's like a square. Like it's it like multiplies the power. So if, you know, Kevin McAllister is Macaulay Culkin, is Santa, is the one-eyed God, is Satan, then Macaulay Culkin does like a little smirk. Like he takes the camera down, his little smirk, and then you hear this demonic voice, like a demonic voice, and then like a red light flashes over his face, and that's the end of the video. So, so that's that. Yeah. So, I think that's about the birth of the Antichrist. Yeah, anyone still miss Karachi After Dark? Yeah, good old wonder. Yeah, so, I'll have to go back and read your comments. But we're definitely getting MK Ultra signals about the birth of the Antichrist. The year of 2025 is going to be the year of Christmas, is the year of Saturnalia. The birth, the Antichrist is going to represent himself like Christ or herself like Christ. I don't know if you've seen videos how people always thank Beyonce, like Adele thanks Beyonce, like random celebrities will thank Beyonce, like, oh, thank you, Beyonce, you know, and it's like they're actually like making sure that they thank her, and if, you know, you kind of get the vibe, like if they don't thank her, something bad's gonna happen. I just wanted to put it out there and maybe let you see some things that maybe you didn't see before. I think that's all I got for today. But thanks for joining, everybody. Love you. Bye.